Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast series for September Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We're interviewing families who have gone through childhood cancer. Our guest today is Luke Gregory, a survivor of childhood cancer. So, to start, could you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Luke. I'm 22 and just graduated with a nursing degree, and I'll be starting work soon on a complex medical unit for adults at Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. And yeah, I had rhabdomyosarcoma. I was diagnosed at 13. Um,
Yeah, what was the cancer journey like?
Yeah, so it started with noticing some foot pain in May of that year, and um, wasn't sure what to think at first. I saw what I thought might be a lump, but then it seemed to subside, and then it grew by a lot in a few months. Uh, and I rolled my ankle. I had pneumonia that summer, and so there's kind of a cascade of factors that led to the diagnosis. But mostly the foot pain. I eventually had an ultrasound and then an MRI, which found a probable sarcoma, then a biopsy. Um, and then after I was diagnosed, I had a year of intensive therapy with chemotherapy and radiation, and then 2 years of maintenance after that.
Where are you now from that?
Um, Yeah, so I finished the intensive therapy in November 2017 and then maintenance in December 2019. So now I guess I'm like 5.5 years out from finishing therapy. And now I'm 9 years out from diagnosis.
So, I did hear that you have a lo love for long distance running and that helped you during the treatment. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, definitely. So the start of high school or leading up to high school, um, it was after missing most of eighth grade because of the intensive therapy. But I said I really wanted to push myself and go for attending high school full time, despite still being in intensive therapy at the start and for the first few months. So I was just looking at the sports that were available in the fall, and I realized I wouldn't make any of the teams because I went to a huge school, um, and I couldn't really do contact sports either with my port. So um, kind of my only option was cross country, um, and so I I chose cross country, and I fell in love with it, and it worked out really well for me. And yeah, I did it all 4 years, and then I did track as well, um, and some longer races on top of that.
What was your experience with fundraising and interning with cc-TDI?
Yeah, well, as far as fundraising went, the fall before my summer internship at cc-TDI, I did a half marathon, um, and I did some fundraising for cc-TDI leading up to that, and went really well for me. I was able to um, raise a few thousand in addition to running my best time, so I was happy with that. Um, and then with my my internship, I did this conditional probability project, um, which was Charles' idea, I believe, and aimed to essentially predict outcomes and pair the therapy um, with with the genetics of a particular individual's tumor um, based on their sequencing data. Um, so um, essentially, I worked with CureFast, which I believe is paused now. Um, but it's a tumor database, so they have sequencing and yeah. Uh, so I went through medical records and organized them and just got the project started. and hopefully it'll um, make strides and be completed eventually once the funding is there.
Yeah, how do you think your cancer journey impacted you now, or like also the rest of your family?
Um, well, um, it definitely affected my siblings because my parents weren't there for them as much. My mom was really in and out of the hospital with me, and my dad was working a lot of the time. So um, our our community in Glenview, where I'm from, was incredible. There's really an outpouring of support for for my family and I, um, helping with meals and rides um, and some friends would just come keep me company when my mom had to go to one of my siblings' games or something. So yeah, I think it uh, affected my. I mean, it was definitely hard on my parents. I'd almost say it was harder on them emotionally than it was for me because I was always very optimistic that I would get through it. Um, and what I, I'm I'm kind of surprised I am at the point where I'm at now, but it's a very nice feeling to be here. And yeah, and as far as how it affected me, definitely changed my outlook on life. It gave me a much greater appreciation for just every moment, knowing that I could easily not have had um, these last several years.
And then what do you think is next for you?
Um, well, so what I wanted to do was pediatric nursing. There weren't enough openings at first. I'd like to get into research eventually as well. Um, so, but yeah, as I mentioned, I'm starting my nursing career soon, and I'm excited to see where that takes me.
Congratulations.
And maybe maybe I'll get to do something for cc-TDI again. I really enjoyed my internship and really impactful.
All right, that's the end of our questions, but is there anything else you want to share?
Not that I can think of, but feel free to reach out if you think of anything you'd like to add.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.